Greetings, Smackers! Michael Edwards here, and today we're coming to you from Ziggy's Restaurant and Lounge in Manor Center. Great place to eat, and as you can see, it doubles as a mini art gallery with a lot of great paintings and just general overall welcoming works of art. And those works are the handiwork of our guest today. We're going to get into all of the many things, the many facets of this output. But we want to start first of all by giving a big cosmic welcome to Courtney Chross. What's happening, my friend? Good to have you with us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it a lot. So,
it's great to be here.
Definitely. We're going to get into the background and others of how we actually came to this point. But I want to start by posing a question, kind of philosophical question. What in today's society is the value of an artist? Why do we even need artists?
All right. Artists are important because, I mean, we need to document life. And that is what art is, a documentation of life in a literature's form. Right? Because literature is not just reading, it is also visual. Right? And it's important for us to have that stage, right, where we can go through and learn from the past. Right? And that's what art does.
It's interesting that you put it that way because a lot of people don't really have the concept that all of the arts are really of the same root and very much connected.
Right.
So that therefore music is very much the same as poetry, is very much the same as visual, is very much the same as dance. And I mean, if people were kind of seeing that way, then maybe artists would kind of have a more standing in the society. I don't think you feel that way.
Is true. That is true. Because all right, I have done paintings for so long that I felt the need to mix the animation with paintings with sound.
Right.
And I generalize on Jamaican sound. Right? Jamaican music background, Jamaican dialogue, right? The world right now loves Jamaican dialogue, and that's a form of art.
Yeah. And the thing is, for a long time, what we presented in the world really is just the music. I mean, yeah, you could say at the NDTC and the dance and so on, but the world has not really come to see Jamaica as an artistic place overall. I mean, tell us what you feel about it.
Bob Marley went out and pioneered the world, right? And we're actually trailing along his tracks, right? He opened the avenue for us to follow. And I really think that Jamaica is more, it is more to be seen, it is more to be loved, right? There's a whole lot more to Jamaica than we are actually seeing, right? And that is why we try to put them out in painting as artists, right? As vocalists, as you know, any other dynamic in the field that you can exercise, right? We try to put that out there to pull people in, to show them what we're all about. And yes, I mean, there's a lot more to Jamaica than what we're really seeing.
Yeah, and picking up on that, I mean, what do you think needs to happen, not just from a overall government perspective, because everybody will say the government is the government, but what needs to happen from our point of view to continue and to increase that process of pulling people into what we have?
We need love. No, we need love.
Talk about that. Yeah.
We need love. As a culture, not just a people, right? We have to embrace our culture, right? Too much of us have gone into the Western Hemisphere, pulling out guns, showing this, showing knives, showing violence, right? We have too much violence in the world today, right? We need to eradicate the world of violence and just start thinking, just, learn who you are, right? And emphasize on that. And mostly, when you dig deep into yourself, what you're going to find is that you are mostly loved. Right? I mean, I'm working on an animation now, right? It's called Chronicles of Zama, Jamaican Invasion.
Yeah.
Right? And this animation, although it's entitled, Invasion, what it really is portraying is the actual love of humanity, love of the world, love of yourself and your environment. And until we can push that out, right? I mean, the world is lost.
Yeah. Who better to talk about that than Mr. One Love himself?
Yeah, man. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and see, again, the story of somebody like Bob Marley is not really the story.
Right.
I mean, no disrespect, the movie comes out next month, but it's produced and directed and crafted by people outside of us.
Yeah. And I think that's important. I mean, it's our culture. It's our tale to be told.
Yeah.
Right? But still, we never yet appreciated the man until his death.
Right. Until
the Europeans started loving him. We never really appreciated Bob Marley.
Yeah. So, in our next segment, we're going to get into where is Courtney Chross coming from? What is it that informs this desire to document life as art? This is Kozmik Levels. Stay with us. This is Kozmik Levels. Michael Edwards here, and we're having a great talk at Ziggy's Restaurant and Lounge. Make sure you're checking them out when you're in the Mana Center area. Great meals, great atmosphere, and you get a chance to seat yourself amid some nice works of art. So we've been talking with Courtney Chross, and we're going to get now really into how this all started. But I mean, we're here with actually one of your pieces, of course, two of them, but this one more recently, live and direct. What is it that birthed in you that desire to be this person?
I've always been artistic, so I've been told.
As a matter of fact,
my mother. My mother.
Indeed.
No, she has always said I started drawing before I could write.
Wow.
I remember a story. We were in Mountain View. We were living in Mountain View at the time. And at the time I was a little over one. I think probably 1 and a couple months or so. My mother left me on the bed in her room, but I was sitting. I was in a seated position. The windows opened like this in Mountain View. I was a little bored out. She went in the kitchen to mix a bottle of feed to come back. When my mother came back in, she saw a pair of hands with a scissors just floating over my head, trimming me. Right?
Okay.
Now, of course, her first outburst was, the Jamaican.
Some fabric.
And then she started screaming.
Yeah.
Right? But I mean, after that, I was, like whatever job I would pick up, right? Even in school, I noticed there was something different in me.
Yeah.
Right? Some of my peers would move into smoking, would move into alcohol, the abuse of women and so on and so forth. And that was not me.
So you were an only child?
No. I was the last of 9.
Whoa.
Yes, I was the last of 9. My siblings, lovely people. I mean, were friendly, were loving, were supportive.
Yeah.
Right? But going out of my school years, I've always fascinated the work of Stan Lee, Walt Disney, DC Comics, all of these people, I've always tried to emulate. all right, you know, I was doing construction at the time with my father. Right?
Oh, okay.
My father died in the earlier part of 1988.
Okay.
Right? My mother before him, but, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was close. I was very close to my father, and that kind of pulled me aside, you know, as to where my future lies.
Right.
Right. So I said, you know what? I'm going to delve more into my talents.
Yeah.
Right. But before that, let me back up here. There's a gentleman that came to me while I was working at Kingston Sorting House.
Right.
I was outside, it was 8 p.m. and this gentleman walked up to me and he looked me straight in my eye. What you do here, son?
Wow.
Me don't know this man from Adam. What you do here, son? Your people them dead long time and I watch over you. What you do here, son? You're supposed to work for people. You supposed to have people that work for you.
Man, just walk up here and tell
Yes.
the street.
Yes. And I took that under consideration for about 3 days.
Yeah.
Went back to work.
It must have freaked you out.
It freaked me out, but you know, after really sitting back and letting the whole spirits talk to me, right? Because you have to go into your inner self.
Yeah.
And dig deep and say, right, what do you want in life?
Yeah.
I went back and I resigned.
Yeah.
And this was from 1996, 97.
Yeah.
I've never worked for
Right on.
anybody but myself.
Wow.
Right? And I started my own construction company, which is Chicon Services.
Yeah.
Right? I've always tried to put a little love into what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Right? People hired me to do partitions, renovations.
So that's at the start. You're starting out and you kind of put yourself out there. People say, hey, I have this one, do this in the project, do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. With these projects that I did, it is always different and over the top.
Yeah.
Right? Coming from Waterford, my brother-in-law, he and I were the first to do concrete countertop in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And when we did it,
How did that come about? How did it come about that you guys were first?
all right. A client came to me and asked me to do some renovation in his kitchen, right? Change out his cupboards. He wanted to do a different board structure in his cupboard. And I went there and I said, you know, I started pulling down the existing cupboard.
Yeah.
But when I realized it had termite traps,
Of course.
so I said, no, I called my brother-in-law. His name was Paul. we nicknamed him Paul. Right?
Big up, Paul.
So I called him and I said, listen, this place is infested with termite. We can't put board countertop, right, on this thing. So I sat and I met it. He said, how about we go concrete? Of course, Paul.
He had never heard of that.
He has never heard of that. Never heard of that. Never heard of that. So he pulled back and he said, so who's the support?
Yeah.
And of course, you know, where the counter was, it was in between two walls.
Yeah.
So I said, oh, just like how we put up decking, roofing.
Right.
You deck it and you steel it. And you form it and you cast it. Voila. Countertop. And of course,
buy into it.
he bought into it, right? He did it more than me. Right? Because I had a vision, I had goals to just divert from building.
Right.
Right? So he was the one doing most of the construction after that period, right? I started delving into more my comics, my mangas, creating characters, right? I mean, I looked into myself and I said, listen, Jamaican TV, what we're doing now, we're buying items from foreign, right? Why not try to develop something straight out of Jamaica, right? And I created my characters, Jamaican, the main character, right, who is the alter ego of Jamaica Cross, who is a red-headed Rastaman.
Okay.
Right?
Why that specifically? I mean, if it's model for somebody, you don't necessarily want to say
no,
that's different.
No. I am a lover of Jamaican history and Jamaican music, right?
Right.
And there was this song that Spragga wrote at the time. Rasta World.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yes, I remember.
So listen, with this song and Bob Marley, again, the patronism of Bob Marley, what he did for Jamaica. You say a ballad can't be. No. So I said, he was a Rasta man. Right? Of course, when he transformed, he's in this full black leather suit, right? So you don't see here. So everything is covered, right? But yet still behind all of that, it's a Rasta man, right? And plus his mentor, again, is the Guardian, who is also a Rasta man, right? So I mean, you know, we have culture, right? And we have purpose, you know? So from that time, I've always started to build story, build more characters, right? Try to develop a franchise, right? A universe, so to speak, right? Where all of these characters could fuse as one and, you know, tell a story, right? I have some of those stories on YouTube under my name, Courtney Chross, right? And of course,
I think that when you first talked, actually you shared a couple of links with us there.
Right.
That we looked at.
Yes. Right. So I'm still working on more episodes. I've been lagging because, you know, I've been getting calls to do construction, to do other work, right? So you know, the cash have to come in.
Bills have to be paid,
Bills have to pay. Yeah. So I kind of, you know, put the animation aside and do certain things. But I mean, I am back in action, right? Where I have completed 2 episodes prior to the one that I'm working on now. Right. I've reached out to TVJ. You know, I hope we can collaborate.
TVJ.
I'm trying to complete these episodes and hear them on your platform.
So I mean, draw the bridge now for us between that and say something like this. When now does it come to putting work on canvas and we're going to be having them out in the public? Give us that link.
Painting has always been a passion of mine, right? I have been painting most of my life, right? When I sit and look at a canvas, even my spouse, she would look at me and she said, Courtney, how do you know what to put on the canvas?
The age-old question.
If she was here, she'd have told us sometimes, just to do some things, splash some paint and it turned out to be a work of art, right? I have one over there that I call Cross, right? When you look at it, it's actually bringing 3 different images to it, right? And that's the thing, I paint how I feel, right? And I have to be really motivated.
Yeah, because even with this one here,
Yes.
we're talking multiple dimensions.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because there is the scenic background.
There you go.
But then in the face you have a lot of different things coming out in the
Yes.
space.
Yes.
Tell me about this
No,
particular.
this one, I did this one in reflection to slavery, right? And our outburst from slavery, right? As you can see, it's an African male, right? Have war paintings on his face, right? He's perfectly camouflaged.
Yes.
Right? Because as you can see, the colors that he chose, right? So it blends within his background, right? Yeah, man. It blends within his background. So this brings me back to the days of slavery when we were hiding and planning strategically, right, against the will of our captain.
Right.
Yeah.
And tell me about the shell pieces on the board.
All right. I just felt that these things are, more bringing back. These things bring the painting back to our roots, right? The shells. I wish I had more, right? Or I would decorate it with more shells, but I didn't have the time to go out and But I love Earth, right? And I try to adorn my painting with more things of the past and things cultural and things earthly, things domestic.
Right. Really connected to where you are.
Really connected. Yeah. Because I give you a scenario to there is this lady in Portmore that I used to do renovations for, right? And one day I was here actually at this restaurant, and my mind ran on her. She's an elderly lady. Her husband is blind, so she can't do much on her own.
Right.
So I would check on her every now and again. And my mind ran on her. So I said, I have to go look for Miss Beth.
Yeah.
I have to go look for her. Right? And by the time I jump in the car and drive over there, they say I with her phone.
Oh wow.
So I say, what's up here? She said, Courtney, you would see that car, The importance of that. We had this long before cell phones.
Yeah.
And this was how we used to communicate.
Yeah, the mystic.
Right?
Yeah.
Our brain waves are far more potent and powerful than the little gadgets that we have created. But what we did over the years is use these gadgets to subside this.
Create dependence.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Notwithstanding that, of course, we are using cell phones, and they do have their use, but the point that I think we want to amplify is that it is about the person within.
Right.
What is it that we have within? Because once we're connected to that, we can project to anywhere with anybody.
That's right.
Yeah. And we're going to take another small break. When we come back now, we're going to find out exactly what Courtney wants to know, including this great stuff that is presented to you here, and we're going to let you know where you can actually reach him when you want more of this good stuff. I'll take it. I'm Michael Edwards, and we're here at Ziggy's Restaurant and Lounge. We've been having a great, very fulfilling talk with Courtney Chross. And we want to continue. It's interesting that you have Cross in the name, of course, of the CA, because Mr. Cross, hungry, miserable. Tell us about how this one came about.
Oh. This is fascinating, because I've always been a fan of Bounty Killa.
Yeah, so am I.
From I hear Bounty Killa come out, ironically, with Copper Shot.
Yep.
I said, no man. How this man put him lyrics together, how him bring metaphor to try and make him gun look like it have life. When him say him and him gun, I do things, him and him gun jump over the fence. And I mean, I give props to that brethren. Right?
Yeah.
I've never heard of another artist, right, describe violence to make it sound like something you want to hear. It's like a story material.
Yeah.
Right? When I sat and do this painting,
Yeah.
I said, how can I bring the character, right, to a level where it would actually be, if you're listening to his song, right, don't just have a 2D visual of it.
Right.
Have a 4D, go above 3D, have a 4D, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like this painting. If you look into the painting deeply, right, you're gonna want to see the character Courtney Chross. You're gonna want to see Bounty Killa, right? But before that, your eyes are going to be treated to a fascinating story where the canvas captivates a scenery.
Yeah.
Right? And I mean, doing this painting, I just pull out all stops. I tried to see the passion within the craft.
And I tell you, in real time, because we've been here quite a few times before,
Yes.
I looked at this painting, but I'm just now seeing the two birds.
There you go! There you
Just
go!
this instant.
There you go!
Come on.
Right?
Come
There you
on,
go.
different levels
Yes.
right there.
Yes. Because this is actually, a country scenery. It's a country scenery where we have the house here, we have a lake, right? And in his glasses, we have a vine going across from one valley to the next. Right? It's a country scenery. The background is the cloud,
Right, yes.
right? And the dawning of the sun coming up over the hills.
Yeah.
Right? It's a country scenery.
Which is so interesting because big up to the general, of course, the killer,
Yeah, man.
product of Seaview, but then you are actually reframing
Yes.
into
Yes.
a rural
Yes.
setting. That,
Yes.
I mean, wow,
Yes.
awesome.
People have come into Ziggy's.
Yeah. People have always asked about it.
Yeah, man, they're taking pictures beside it. They keep asking, how me do this, they're fascinated by it. Fascinated by it.
So, other thing that we want to get into in terms of the commercial application of your creativity, of course, is this. Tell us about how the cross line, let's show it, see? Tell us about how that came about and what's happening with that.
All right. When we got hit by COVID in 2019, I was at home for the first 2 to 3 days, and I sat and I said to myself, Courtney, we can't go out to work for a spell now. Right?
So what's going to happen?
What's going to happen? I turn and look on the machine that I have at home. And I said, no, we have to do something, I had some fabric into a suitcase. And I started designing hoodies, designing t-shirts. And I said, all right, I'm going to pull all of this together.
Yeah.
Grabbed my scissors and I started cutting. I just exploring because I mean, I'm an artist.
Yeah,
So
so you just start on the path and then see where you go. Yeah.
My mother was a seamstress.
There you go. Okay.
So I got that from her.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? She never taught me a thing, you know.
Really?
She never taught me a thing because she died before she could even teach me the product of a machine.
Yeah.
Right? I saw the machine. It was my spouse's machine. And I said, no man, what a put this to use.
Yeah.
And I started making t-shirts, hoodies, pullovers, dresses. Market them on, at the time I used to be on Instagram. Well, I'm still on Instagram, but not that active.
Right, we're going to come to all that.
Yeah. But I went through all of these and the type of fabric that I use, because this is actually, although it look brand new, it's over 3 years old.
Wow.
Over 3 years old.
Yeah.
What I try to do, I try to build my my t-shirts, build my catalog of clothing so they don't wash out.
Yeah.
I drop this into the washing machine. Washing machine ruin your clothes. It doesn't run, the color doesn't fade. Most importantly, this thing here, when I used to shop for hooded t-shirt, they couldn't fit my head because of my locks. So I had to go and create something that could house my locks. Yeah, so most Rastaman would come to me and ask me, you know, how much for the t-shirts, and then buy it.
Gotcha.
Because it can accommodate their locks.
Yeah.
Right? Some would wear the, you know, very big top, and then still can pull it over. And that is what we want. I mean, most of the t-shirts that we're getting now are from China.
Right.
They're designed for small people.
Yeah.
So,
and for people without locks.
And for people without locks. Right?
Yeah.
So I kick it off and I said, no man, we have to change this. We have to change this because these things are part of us.
Yeah.
We have adapted these things. Right?
Yeah.
And we have locks. So I said, let's make these things bigger. I have hoodies at home that I bought in stores and I can't wear them because I love to put these things over my head and it can't fit.
Right.
So I said, no, let's create something. Right? Yeah. So I mean, I've styled them. I've tried to incorporate, as I said, fabrics that don't fade over time.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
So what else is on the immediate horizon for you as far as, you know, whether it's art or apparel?
All right. My episode, Chronicles of Zema.
Yeah.
I'm in completion of that. I have a few more trailers to go, and I have appointed a sales agent, right? And we have been in dialogue with TVJ. Again, I'm calling over on TVJ, right? To set a time for the animation to be broadcasted on their network, right? I'll give you something to. There's a guy from MGM Studio who contacted me. He contacted me on YouTube after he saw.
You're right. They did the first trailer.
After he saw a trailer, well, not the first trailer, but a trailer.
Yeah.
Right. And he wanted to buy my main character, which is Jamaica. Right? Now his spin to that was, you know, everybody has their superhero character. America has a superhero character. Canada, Africa, England. So he wanted mine from Jamaica. Right? What he wanted, what he offered for that character I had to turn it down.
Oh yeah?
I had to turn it down because I mean I make that within a week and more.
Right.
Right? Plus enough.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, the exploitation
No,
business.
yes. Right?
Come on, MGM.
Come on, man.
Do better.
Better than that. So, you know, I just turned that up or down and just kept putting out posts, right? So now they actually see what
The value really is.
what the value is and what the character is for the work. You understand? So, I mean, come on, when I look at the dynamics of that, right? I said no, no. Right? And actually, I want to use my T-shirts to brand these characters. Right?
Gotcha. Yeah.
Animation don't survive without branding.
Of course.
Right? The Justice League, Superman, Batman, all these characters were branded on children's T-shirts, children's lunch bags, even adults T-shirts and knapsacks.
Even still today?
Even still today.
Yeah.
Right? So I did a research on that and I realized that branding actually bring in most of the capital than the actual animation.
Yeah.
And this is where I want to send, you know, my cross productions, you know, to kind of tweak it, right?
Yeah.
In a part to incorporate my animation.
Yeah.
Right? So that is basically the next level, the next stage of Courtney Chross and cross production.
Good. So I mean, just in case there's somebody out there who is on a different level than MGM that can really come forward, or just anybody who might be interested, tell our followers and viewers out there where they can interact with you and how to reach you.
Yeah, man. You can always find me on YouTube, right? And that's Courtney Chross. The Cross is spelled different. It's C-H-R-O-S-S, right? You can also give me an email, CourtneyCross@gmail.com or crossproductions@gmail.com.
And other socials where we can reach you otherwise.
You can get me on Instagram. You can get me on I forgot. I'm on Facebook. Yeah, you can get me on Facebook. You know, all of those medias out there under Courtney Chross.
Right. So, and if they want to contact you directly, like somebody comes into Ziggy's where we are now. Oh, I love that people. Is that for sale? Yes. Or can they call you?
Yeah, man, you can call me. You can call me at 789. No, sorry, not 789. That's what I call.
Yeah.
Right. 531.
Yes.
2473. That's 876-531-2473.
All right. So you heard it here first. Cosmic levels, boy, my brethren, I strongly believe in the phrase, there are no accidents.
No accident.
Everything is appointed, bro, and trust me, this has been an energy boost for me, and I really enjoyed having this experience. I want to thank you very much for making the time. And, definitely going to keep that in. So, you know, and we'll be back, of course. So, of course, look out for this on our channel, Cosmic Levels, so you can go to YouTube, Michael A.D. Edwards, and please follow us, like, and comment. See you next time with even more good stuff.
Bless up.